Dave Jansen, Sentry Pac Pro. Today we're going to talk about proactive versus reactive. So when we came up with Sentry Pac Pro, one of the things we came up with was proven proactive protection. And the proactive part of that has been there since the 70s when we started with Sentry Pac, as it was first named. The Sentry Pac is proactive in that it prevents grain from ever going out of condition so that you don't have to react to a negative situation in your bin. And reactive is just that. You're reacting to either CO2 or you're reacting to a hot spot in the grain bin. Those are pretty much the two ways they tell if there's a problem in a bin. And if you have CO2 respiration of the corn, once it hits a certain level, it's due to rotting grain. Once you have a hot spot, same situation. Either one of those two are an environment which encourages insects to thrive and become active, especially hot spots, because cool grain, 60 degrees below that, bugs aren't really active. But once that gets warm, they get real active real fast and they start destroying that grain. And then you've taken number 2 yellow corn to number 3 and sometimes number 4. We were up in northern Nebraska and earlier in this winter, and we're talking, this was a month and a half ago, January, and one of the elevators is unloading an entire flat storage full of black corn, and they called in all the customers that had stored corn to bring in their good corn so they could blend it off. We definitely don't want to do that. That's totally a reactionary process there, and not a good one, because nobody's doing well. These farmers spend all their time hauling good grain to the elevator. It wasn't managed well, and then now the guys that stored their grain and did a good job of that are having to haul this in and blend it off. They're still getting paid. In the end, the dollars are there, but yeah, let's just do a better job and have preventive conditioning of your grain storage. So we've stored grain with Sentry Pac in flat storage with aeration tubes underneath it. We're pretty careful when we do that. A couple 100,000 bushels of grain in flat storage in a building with aeration tubes. And we don't let that get above 16 when we're putting it in those, because aeration tubes, obviously not a full air floor, not the best scenario for storing grain. You don't want to put it in there at 17, 18, 19 moisture. Ideally, you're going to put it in there at 15 and below. When we're doing 200,000 bushels, if you get 2 loads of 16 moisture in a bunch of 14, you're going to be just fine. But you don't want to load the bin or load the flat storage up with that. So flat storage, we've run it with a Sentry Pac. We put that 225,000 bushel facility was on the Sentry Pac by itself. We've put corn, we've put wheat in there. We've even had, I think we had some edible beans in part of that facility. We didn't fill it all the way up, but and stored all that in there. So doing everything preventatively rather than reacting to a negative situation is what the Sentry Pac has been about for 40 years. Guys are using it. Commodity Classic, when we reintroduced Sentry Pac Pro, the new name, the Pro in the name, proven proactive protection, talking to some old guys that had the pack from 30 and 40 years ago, they were just like, I would never have anything else on my bins. And they know the value of not having cables in the bins, being preventative instead of reactionary, and that's what makes the Sentry Pac so awesome. Is it just does a great job day in, day out, year in, year out in some cases, and storing your grain, keep it in condition, making it the best possible way you can deliver it. We want to hear from you, so check us out at sentrypacpro.com. Send us an email at info@sentrypacpro.com. Check out our YouTube videos and see what we've got to offer to help you store grain better.